Hi everybody, nice to have you here. Henrik here from Vilnius Permaculture. Do you think the food is expensive? Well, that's a big discussion in many places. I was reading this morning about Italians that were upset because the pasta gone up 20% the last 3 months or so. And in Sweden we talk about it a lot. In Sweden they think the food price will go down, but if you look to history, food never goes down, only goes up. So food will not be less expensive. And if you look at the situation in the world, in Brazil, Argentina, China, Spain now with the drought, and so you really understand that food will not be less expensive. Good and real food will be really exclusive and only for rich people, and crap will be for normal people. So what do I think about it? How do I look at it from my perspective, and also from permaculture perspective? Well, food is actually really cheap. Actually, it's totally free. So how can I say these stupid things? Well, here we have dandelion. Grows everywhere. It's even, you can't see it because it's so small, but it looks like it's snowing this wonderful morning here in Vilnius. The cloud is, the air is full of white things floating around here, so you think it's snowing. No, it's dandelion seeds growing everywhere or flying everywhere. So the big three. Dandelion, we have eaten it for thousands of years. That's why it's growing everywhere, and it's a fantastic plant. It's better than any salad you can buy in the shop. Don't buy salad in the shop because there's nothing in it. Sorry to be a negative person, but well, what can you say? So here you have dandelion. Perfect. So the leaves you eat raw. If they're young, just taste a little bit better. And yeah, really nutrition. Much more nutrition and vitamins and minerals in this than in anything you can buy in the shop. And I even talk about meat and other beans and so on. And the flowers you can eat, but also these small little nuts. You take these before they have spring out, and you put them in a little bit water with salt. The salt pull out the bitterness in it, and then you fry them a little bit in oil and so on, and you have a delicious little treat. So that's the first one, dandelion, in no specific order. I have 3 of them. So dandelion grows here at my place everywhere. You find them everywhere, growing the whole summer, and you can eat it. It's for free. Fantastic. The best food in the world. And we don't use it that much anymore because we want to eat other things. So let's see. Okay, I went too far. I will take you to number 2. Here. Ground elder. Oh my god. You see how much it is here? Just a little bush. So ground elder, we call it in Sweden kirskål, and in Lithuania it's gashva. So everybody knows this. Not everybody, but normal people, old people, so on. And it's the same. It's a flower, it's a herb, and so on, and you eat the leaf. I like better to cook it, so I boil them, steam boil them a little bit, so they get like a soft, and the starch get a little bit less, and then we eat it. Oh my boy, really interesting taste, you know. Some people don't like it, but I like it. And you use it, you have it in omelettes and pies and so on. Just pull it in there. And it's 29% protein in this, 7% fat. You know, you cannot find that in the shop. You cannot even find it in meat. You know, it's such a fantastic plant, and I have it everywhere. And people do everything. This is, when you speak with people, this is you know, a weed they just want to kill, you know, poison on this, so we get rid of it. The same with dandelion in the grass and lawn, you just want to get rid of it. So, and then at the same time you complain that food is expensive. So that is number 2. So you have this ground elder and you have dandelion. Now with these two you have all the vitamins, minerals, you have protein, you have fat, you have carbohydrates, and so on. So what more can you want? Yeah, you want also the super booster, and that is, of course, here I have it with my grapes, stinging nettles. Yes, I will not touch them right now and play with them, because, you know, stinging nettles. And oh, look what's coming up, a cup of coffee coming up from the ground here in my garden. So perfect. So nice to have a garden. So stinging nettles, the same thing. It's so packed. You know that stinging nettles is this super plant, and we have it for many things. So in permaculture, in garden and so on, they take stinging nettles and putting it in water, and slash it and putting in water and let it stay there for a couple of days, and then we water out to the plants, to our other plants and vegetables and things like that. But you know, isn't that really not so effective? I also do it. I think it's perfect, because we have so much nettle, so I don't need to save them only for me. No, we eat them, because then we get the nutrition directly. Why should I go an extra way to put the nutrition from the stinging nettle to another plant, and then eating another plant that has less value for me than the stinging nettles in itself? That makes no sense. So I have this here, and here we have the 3 ones: stinging nettles, ground elder, and dandelion. And they are all for free, and you actually can survive the whole summer on only these 3. More than survive. You thrive. You actually will be healthier and have a better life than if you eat normal food. Crazy, but there is a truth in it. And at the same time, we don't appreciate these plants. We hate them. Humans want to get rid of them. But 200 years ago, this was what we were eating. But nowadays, we want a different taste. So my suggestion is that you slowly start to put a little bit of these things into your salad. Not the stinging nettles. You want to boil them for I boil them 2 minutes. People say 1 minute. But I boil them 2 minutes because, yeah, I don't like this itching on my tongue. So food can be really, really cheap. We don't have to always go with the flow and just follow inflation up and these big corporations deciding what food should cost and be dependent on everybody. I have this fantastic fortune to be out here on my own land, on me and my wife's land that we bought, and just going around here and pick it and eat it directly and so on. So I'm fortunate compared to many people who stuck inside the city. But it's everywhere. It's also in the city. But of course you don't want to eat dandelions where all the dogs are going and peeing and so on. So you if you really want, you can find your spots in the parks and so on where nobody walking, and you will find all this stuff. You read a little bit about them, and so you don't take the wrong plants and so on. So me and my wife in the weekend we were on a little mini course of finding edible plants in the forest. So it was really nice, and now we can add a lot of plants to our salad. Not only these three, but also we now know more about many other plants. So there's so much to eat in nature that normally we don't think about food, but it's there. And even though there are hundreds of other plants, I think the basic is these three plants: nettles, dandelions and ground elder. Because they contain so much more food than other plants. So the more thing I eat of this kind of food, the less I need to grow, and in the end, the less I have to buy and pay for food. So the more we learn, the cheaper things get, because we can understand more and we can use more of what we know in the nature. Nature is fantastic, gives and gives and gives. So we should not destroy it. And the more you know about growing and so on, the better you get, and the more food you have, and also the better food. Compared to the industrial farming today, where the food is just getting worse and worse. It's really sad, but it's some kind of truth in it. So, in my opinion, I don't have inflation right now in my life. Well, it's there in all the things that you have to buy and so on, but in this case, when you work with nature, there is no inflation. There's no prices going up and so on. Always the same. Total abundance. So that was my little message today, when everybody panicking over prices of food, and they will go up. They will not go down. So please don't fool yourself, because it's not going to happen. And it's good to have a plan, and the plan should be start to grow your own food, or even better, just go and pick them. Pick the food. Go out there, just learn and eat it. So lovely morning here in Vilnius, and hopefully we get rain in the evening. Have a nice day.